Honorable Ministers, Excellencies, distinguished guests, dear friends. Well, I would like to start by commending the work of the ITIC Advisory Board, and in particular its chair, even though I was so, I was going down into the seat. I was so embarrassed and, well, my friend, His Excellency, Dr. Talib Rifai and Mr. Ibrahim Ayub and your team for bringing us together for this important conference. Dr. Rifai, your presence and your endeavors for the organization of this important conference gives us the assurance of success. Your experience as former Secretary General of the UNWTO will undoubtedly provide inspiring leadership. I am convinced that this important conference will be an opportunity for us to share our experience and expertise regarding the urgent need for the development of sustainable tourism. In today's world, tourism has become a way of life. I believe that the powerful potential of the tourism sector is a unique catalyst for the benefit of our entire human family. Tourism is definitely a motivator for sustainable development that can help us achieve inclusive prosperity and peace. Indicators from the World Economic Forum makes it clear that tourism and the hospitality industry can boost the competitiveness of national economies in a massive way and can enhance economic opportunities for the benefit of our peoples. A recent report published by Harvard University also states that tourism can create an ideal context for communities to work with governments. Let me take Malta as an example of how political will and community action have come together. In Malta, we have built our brand on the identity and characteristics of our nation, our diversity, our Euro-Mediterranean heritage, and the focus on good hospitality. In this way, we are providing an authentic experience to our visitors. The impressive increase in visitors to Malta is evidence that tourists today are seeking the enriching experience of knowing and understanding the country that they visit. According to the latest indicators for Malta from World Travel and Tourism Council, the tourism sector represents 11.2% of total investment in the Maltese economy and 28.3% of total employment. Excuse me. Moreover, it contributes to 27.1% to the GDP, and it is being projected to increase to 33% by 2028. Even though Malta is experiencing this impressive growth in the tourism sector, we are not sitting on our laurels. So much so, we are continuing to enhance the touristic product and our island's connectivity, to mention a few examples. There should be a strategy, policy, and a plan of action for the development of sustainable tourism. In fact, Malta has a thorough tourism policy, which is being implemented. However, I will leave the presentation of more details of this policy to my dear friend, Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Dr. Konrad Mitzi. He is very capable to do that, I'm sure. From my experience, from my own country, I am even more convinced that tourism is the industry that can bring prosperity to our communities in the most direct and immediate of ways. Policies in the tourism sector must also respond to the grassroots realities of our communities. This is a way to ensure that we manage to find the right balance and to address the increasing pressure of over-tourism. Sustainable tourism is the only way forward. This can be achieved by working in synergy and also keep at the heart of our investment our commitment to sustainable development. I believe that the United Nations Agenda 2030 is the perfect roadmap for us to achieve this objective. All of our countries and all of the stakeholders in the tourism sector are responsible to effectively implement the mandate of Agenda 2030. SDG number 8, target 9, focuses specifically on the importance of sustainable economies and tourism, while SDG number 14 and 15 focus on the sustainable future of our oceans and landmass, respectively. We must also keep environmental well-being of our ecosystems at the heart of our endeavors, because as we all know, the disruptions caused by climate change will only increase in the future. As the honorary co-chair of the newly established Global Tourism Resilience and Crisis Management Center, let me take this opportunity to encourage all of you to join in our work to implement practical policies to address and to mitigate the challenges caused by climate change. The issue of climate change must stimulate the tourism sector to be innovative, to adopt good practices that increase environmental protection, and to safeguard the natural heritage of our countries. Let me quote from a report published last year by the International Center for Agriculture and Biosciences, entitled "The Potential of the Blue Economy in Tourism." The report states that sustainable tourism can be a central contributor to the blue economy by promoting conservation and the sustainable management of marine environments. Tourism is therefore a critical component in our strategies to preserve healthy and sustainable life on this planet, while also investing in strategies for innovation in the blue and green economy. As we all know, environmental consciousness among consumers is rising. Certainly, this will increasingly be reflected in the choices that are being made by tourists and visitors to all of our countries. The Green Economy report, published by the United Nations Environment Programme and the UNWTO, emphasizes that further investment is required to keep us on track to transform tourism into a greener industry. I believe that a long-term investment in the sustainable future of our planet and the diversity of its ecosystems must be a motivator for all of our national and international endeavors in this sector. It is for this reason that I am so proud that earlier this year, my country took on board the White Flag International Commitment to free our beaches and sea from plastics. On a regional level, I'm also very proud to say that the Mediterranean Tourism Foundation is also endeavoring within the Euro-Mediterranean region to further develop the tourism sector in a sustainable manner. And its CEO is over here, Andrew. In fact, one of its groundbreaking initiatives is an app developed with the support of the Maltese government to measure energy consumption within the hospitality industry. This app has been developed to address two main objectives. Firstly, the high cost of energy expenditure in the hospitality industry. And secondly, most importantly, to contribute towards the reduction of CO2 emissions. This is clear evidence of the effectiveness that can be achieved when the tourism sector and governments work together. Such synergy will definitely lead to significant benefits for both the national and international economy, while also addressing the effects of climate change. Furthermore, tourism has the ability to create positive multiplier effects. This means that a well-planned strategy for tourism, with the necessary investment and partnerships between our authorities and private sector, can cascade down to communities. Such a cascading effect will also definitely address issues of poverty and social exclusion. Research by the Overseas Development Institute, based in the United Kingdom, explains that investment and growth of the national economy depends upon a number of factors, such as the empowerment of women and a conducive environment for entrepreneurship and enterprise. Regarding the status of women, evidence shows us that by investing in sustainable tourism strategies, we are also investing in the dignity of women. According to data from the UNWTO, women are more likely to have a leadership role in tourism businesses, associations, and tourism governance. Looking at the sector in a holistic way, we can see that travel, tourism, and hospitality are already supporting 1 in every 10 jobs on the planet. With the right regulatory conditions and political will, the World Travel and Tourism Council Economic Impact Report for 2018 states that travel and tourism generates 10.4% of global GDP and 9.9% of total global employment. The sector's direct growth of 4.6% is outpacing the global economy for the 7th successive year. Moreover, a cross-country study by the International Monetary Fund has shown that there is a direct link between tourism development and economic growth. For this reason, governments, particularly in lower-income economies, should view investing in its tourism industry as a means to stimulate growth over the long run. As we know, tourism is one of the only industries in the world where services and goods are consumed at the place where they are produced. For this reason, local communities are both at an advantage to reap the benefits associated with the sector. A well-planned, regulated, and responsible tourism sector can be an excellent mechanism of channeling resources in a more equitable way for the benefit of all of our communities. This is why a sustainable and responsible investment in tourism is a powerful potential contributor to achieve the goals of social solidarity and to put into action the principles of social justice. And yes, communities do not need charity, but sustainable investment. I would like to emphasize that an investment in sustainable tourism development does not only protect the environment or boost the economy, it also is a catalyst to bring people together in respect towards diverse cultures. We all know that tourism does not only lead to economic growth and job opportunities, it is also an effective gateway for building sustainable and meaningful friendships, which have the long-term potential to create peace and prosperity. Undoubtedly, tourism is a gateway for global cultural diplomacy by reminding us of the most fundamental values of respect and harmony which underpin our very humanity. On concluding, I must say that I am so proud that a strategic partnership will soon be announced among the International Tourism and Investment Conference, the Global Tourism Resilience and Crisis Management Center, and the Mediterranean Tourism Foundation. This is a practical example of how we can work together to build sustainable tourism across regions and across the globe. I truly believe that sustainable tourism is our way forward to ensure the much-needed peaceful coexistence and inclusive prosperity for our entire human family. Thank you.